Happy Victory Thursday, Dub Nation. Welcome into Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Allie Barefoot. I got two hot topics on the table for today's discussion. Number one is after the Warriors beat the Hawks last night, there was a new injury report about Chris Paul, and I'm going to be honest, I didn't think it was that good, but I want to see your opinion on how we think Chris Paul is going to come back, if he's going to be healthy, and if he's going to help the Warriors. And the second half of this video is an essential trade the Warriors need to make. But first, I do want to talk about that win just a little bit more, and the fact that this was Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, the trio, won their 400th regular season games as teammates. Go on ahead and spam the yellow and the blue heart down below to give them some love. I know this trio has been a huge reason why the Warriors have been successful in this past decade, so go on ahead and give them some love for hitting that 400th regular season win. Now let's start off and talking about a Chris Paul update. There was an update a few days ago about how Chris Paul is going to be reevaluated in 1 week, but I learned a little bit more about what happened with his surgery that I do want to share with you guys, just in the sense that he injured his hand early in January, and this was not his first hand injury. So Shayna Rubin of the Mercury News did give an update on Chris Paul and said, Paul returned to the team this week after undergoing a surgery on his left hand in early January. Paul told this news organization, the Mercury News, he had an unexpectedly long surgery in Los Angeles that required 15 pins and a metal plate put in to repair the second metacarpal fracture. He's still wearing a cast. He'll be reevaluated in another week and is going through physical therapy. Now look, I'm no doctor, all right? I'm pretty far from it. But that sounds like a really long recovery time to me. Am I the only one when I hear 15 pins and a metal plate in a hand that he's had multiple surgeries on? Does that not make anybody else kind of weary about when he's going to return and what he's going to be like when he does return? Because keep in mind, Chris Paul is 38 years old. I don't know how your body works when you're 38. I'm not there yet, but I have a feeling the rehab might take a little bit longer than a week. However, he will be reevaluated, but I could see Chris Paul being out for more than 6 weeks. That's just my opinion. I'm no doctor, but I feel like I can't be the only one, because when you look at Chris Paul's injury history, and let's just talk about some recent injuries here. Of course, with the Golden State Warriors, he's out 4 to 6 weeks right now with that hand injury that he had to have surgery on. In November, it was his leg that kept him out of an NBA in-season tournament game, which, of course, does not help the Warriors. I know you guys remember back in May when he was playing for the Suns that he missed the Phoenix Suns playoffs. I believe it was the first round that he missed with this groin injury. And you know what? That will hurt the Warriors in the long run if he's going to continue to be out, especially if he's a $30.8 million player sitting on the bench because of these reoccurring injuries. And I understand they're not his fault. It happens when you're 38 years old. It happens when you're 28 years old or 20 years old. However, $30.8 million for an expiring contract type of player, and this is not his first hand surgery, it's making me a little anxious as to what's really the point of keeping Chris Paul if he's had history with these injuries, and now he's taking up a lot of salary, and now he's sitting on the bench, and he's got 15 pins in his hands. I'm a little worried, so I have to ask you guys, because I'm kind of here on the verge thinking, why is Chris Paul still on the Warriors for this reason? So what do you guys think? Should the Warriors trade Chris Paul by the NBA trade deadline? Because that's a little tough for their situation, being that would be around the time that he will be reevaluated. But if he's not ready to go for X amount of more weeks or X amount of more months, maybe he should go. Go ahead and comment why or why not you think the Warriors should trade Chris Paul by the trade deadline. While you guys are taking your time writing out why or why not, let me break down a really big sponsor here on Warriors Today and something that's going to make your life 10 times more convenient, and I am living proof. It's called Factor Meals. Factor Meals is a ready-to-eat meal delivery service delivered right to your front door, and you can heat it up and enjoy it in less than 2 minutes. And this is not frozen food, guys. You guys know, I love me some Trader Joe's food aisle section. However, this is a lot better because it's fresh. It's actually crafted by a chef, and it's delivered right to your front door, so no more stress, no more prep, no more meal planning, going on TikTok and seeing what can I make today. Instead, you can pick between 4 to 18 meals per week. You can pause, you can reschedule, you can use Factor Meals to completely fit your lifestyle, and the best part is these are all dietitian approved, healthy lifestyle type of meals. If you guys want to go ahead and get started, all you have to do is go to factormeals.com/dubschat50. be sure to use that promo code DubsChat50 because that's actually going to get you 50% off. One more time, go to factormeals.com/DubsChat50. Be sure to use promo code DubsChat50 to get 50% off. I'm still not over the win last night. Even if Trae Young wasn't playing, I don't care because I saw Klay Thompson have 24 points. I saw Steph Curry have 25. Jonathan Kaminga had 25. And not only that, he went 11 for 11 from the field. He was perfect. The first time that's happened in 34 years in the Golden State Warriors franchise. And in my opinion, screw Jordan Poole. I think the Splash Brothers have finally found their third missing link. Am I crazy for saying that? Now, in the way that he's not necessarily the three-point Splash Brother that we've seen, but I think he splashes in the paint. I think he splashes in the mid-range. I think he splashes around the three-point line. I think he is end-all, be-all, the scorer you've been missing. 25 points coming off the bench. Why he's not in the starting lineup, I don't want to get into that right now. But I think he could be the next Splash Brother. Maybe not designated three-point Splash Brother, but at least the third scorer they've been looking for. And I saw this tweet that really stood out to me by Sam, and I'm not going to try to pronounce the last name because I just mispronounce a lot of names here. If the Warriors want to build with Kaminga's strengths in mind, which we can see he's a triple-double scorer here, they need more front court shooting. Shooting who can defend. Simply can't play with JK, with Loon and TJD, etc. Types for extended stretches. Spurts, yes, but they need somebody in that front court that can definitely help JK consistently, not just through spurts. Boom, that player is Kyle Kuzma. I've seen it in the comments underneath Warriors Today videos. I know you guys have been looking at Kyle Kuzma just as much as I have, and the longtime rival of Kyle Kuzma needs to come to the Golden State Warriors because he solves the secondary scoring position by scoring over 20 points per game this season, and he has size. He's 6'10". He's taller than Kevon Looney. Right there is your answer. So, before I dive into why the Golden State Warriors should bring Kyle Kuzma to the Bay Area, I want to ask you guys, do you think the Warriors should trade for Kyle Kuzma? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I'll give you my take at the end of this show, so you're going to want to stick around for that. But now it's your turn. That's why we have this show, to let you guys have a voice. Should the Warriors trade for Kyle Kuzma? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Let's break down some of Kuzma's advanced stats and why he would be the perfect front court option for the Warriors, because he's dominating right now on the East Coast in that position. Less than 10 feet, right around that mid-range, he's shooting 58%. That is the best place for him to shoot. He makes more baskets in the mid-range than he does three-point line or in the paint. However, his in the paint is still very good. 10 points per game. On top of a 58% field goal percentage from the mid-range, perfection. Beautiful. And then his contested rebounds, 1.5 rebounds per game. JK's contesting 1.1. Draymond Green's contesting 1.8. He fits perfectly with where the Warriors' defense is right now, but he adds an extra level of defense protection. So, let's go on ahead and talk about why Kyle Kuzma could possibly go to the Golden State Warriors. Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN said Washington has been very reticent with Kyle Kuzma. If you want to register an offer for Kyle Kuzma, fine. But the Wizards, they're not at the point where it seems like they're active in trying to move him. And I don't blame the Wizards at all. Why would you be if he's been this great of a player this entire season? However, if the Warriors give him an offer they can't refuse, I could see Kyle Kuzma coming to the Bay Area in the next few weeks. But here's a kicker. The Wizards want 2 first-round picks. And that's a pretty high asking price. I think Pascal Siakam went for 1 first-round pick. So you'd be getting more than a Pascal Siakam trade right now. But this trade is going to be a little heavy. But like the Wizards said, they're not looking to give him away. But if you make an offer, they might accept. Well, that Warriors offer has to be huge. This is a trade idea I have cooked up because I have seen reports that the Wizards want 2 first rounds and they want Jonathan Kaminga, Moses Moody, or Brandon Podziemski. And I know I'm not alone that if I had to give away one of those 3, I'm giving away Moody, unfortunately. So the Warriors would receive Kyle Kuzma, in return Andrew Wiggins, or a shell of Andrew Wiggins, I should say, Moses Moody, and 2 first-round picks. Off the top, this looks like a lot. And I don't know, even if I'm Dunleavy, I'm even offering that much. This might be my final offer, take it or leave it. However, Kyle Kuzma would be a win-now talent in the Bay Area that I would definitely ponder on for at least 24 hours if I'm the Wizards. But this is my trade offer. You guys can go on ahead and tell me if this is too much, if this is just perfect, or what you would trade. But overall, answer this question first. Would you accept this trade? Type A for accept, type D for decline. I'm going to say yes. I think it's a lot. I think Moses Moody has been the victim of the rotation per Steve Kerr's words. Andrew Wiggins, gone. We've been ready to get rid of him. 2 first-round picks would sting, but the Warriors have talent right now. Go on ahead and comment that down below. And while you're at it, hit that sub button for me. If a trade does happen, we're going to report about it right here on Warriors Today. And I promise you are not going to want to miss out on what we have to say. So all you guys have to do is hit that sub button for me.